Anna at Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. And if you're heading out, please be mindful of the fog out there that hasn't quite burned off yet. So please be careful. It could get thick in a few areas. Our interview segment with the Indiana Area School District Superintendent Robert Heinrich, presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm, best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online, marcusandmack.com. Rob, it's summertime, but that doesn't mean the school district is slowing down by any stretch of the imagination.
No, sir. There's plenty of stuff to do. In fact, summertime is the most busy time for the administration, the maintenance workers. There's still a lot of activity going on in our schools. If you're out and about, you'll see a lot of people hard at work.
One of the places that everybody's been hard at work is Eisenhower. That's on the home stretch, that project to rebuild the school after the devastating fire that went down there a few years ago.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's going to be nice to get back to some semblance of normalcy once that school reopens in the fall.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting. We couldn't be happier to open those doors finally. The finishing touches are going on now. Little details, technology installation, the whiteboards that the teachers use for instruction, security measures, everything down to grass and trees are being installed now. So we're getting over the final couple hurdles here, and we're very excited to finally welcome kids back to that school. It seems like forever ago that fire happened, but here we are at the finish line finally.
Yeah, so it's down to those punch list items, so those final few things, and everything is going to be great for it to open. Is there going to be an open house? I know you said there was going to be an open house for the community.
Yeah, we're planning on having an open house walkthrough in August. Then we're going to have an official open house once the students get back in late September, early October. Kind of as a walkthrough, and so the students have time to get ready and put a presentation together and welcome the community to their new school.
All right, excellent. So, of course, at the last board meeting, there was a lot of contention over the Indiana School District budget. I don't remember a time where it was like a back and forth kind of bargaining over how much of a tax increase was, and I think I counted 11 votes for the budget, but it was. But everybody reached a number. I don't think everybody was happy with the number, but it was a number they could live with. It sounded like.
Yeah, and I think that's what the old saying is: when nobody's happy, it's a good compromise, right? So, listen, school board directors have a really, really difficult job, and it was many different votes, and I just thank them for the compromise work that they did. It's difficult. Nobody wants to raise taxes, but we have to pay the bills, and we have an obligation to provide the very best education that we can for our students. So, and that costs money. So it's a difficult balance to maintain. And I understand the arguments on both sides, and I'm just happy that they did the work necessary to get it done on time and provide everything they can for our students and our staff.
And of course, a part of that has been the state mandated funding for cyber charter schools. And also another problem with the budget was the uncertainty of the budget numbers, because of the fact that even today, we are now day 8 into the fiscal year, and no budget, no spending plan is on the floor yet.
Correct. I was actually invited to Harrisburg yesterday to speak on behalf of the Pennsylvania Association of School Administrators, and their 1,100 members. They invited me to speak and just urge the lawmakers to get back to the table and do the work that they need to do. We're okay in Indiana for a few weeks, but a lot of school districts in Pennsylvania can't even open their doors if the state doesn't pass their budget. They can't start the school year in earnest or they're going to have to take loans to make payroll and those kinds of things. So it's a very, very important function of the state government. So we hope that they'll get something across the finish line here soon, and we hope that they fund it properly, right?
Yeah.
You've heard a lot about the cyber charter reform. I mean, cyber charter reform seems like the no-brainer solution. It's a way to take money that's already on the table without adding a single dollar to the new budget and get it back to the school districts and the communities where it's supposed to be invested. It seems like a logical solution, but now they're fighting over vouchers, a voucher system that would allow people to take their tax money to private schools, which would become even more costly for public education. So, it's difficult because education shouldn't be a partisan issue. It should be. It's a constitutional obligation that we have as a Commonwealth.
But it sounds like with these private schools, whether it be a cyber charter school or a brick and mortar private school, it just seems the way that things are going and the way that things are being funded, it's like they're trying to run the public school systems out. You know what I mean? Out of business.
Yeah, sometimes it feels that way, and I'm not sure what the plan is, but I mean, the Constitution of the Commonwealth says that the state legislature has a responsibility to fund public schools appropriately. And that lawsuit that was settled last year, and that Supreme Court decision, solidified that. So they have to figure out how to do it, and it's a tough job. And I will say this: we have some champions for our community with Mr. Pittman and Mr. Struzzi. I have every faith that they're going to get the job done. It's a tough job, but at the end, it's their responsibility to help us provide that world-class education for the students of Indiana. And I just, I'm here to help if they need it, and I hope that they can get back to the table and get that budget passed quickly.
All right. So for now, let's get back into what's going on in the districts. From what you've told me, the district is kind of on a 2-week, kind of closed off for 2 weeks, kind of do some tidying up.
Yeah, the gymnasiums are shut down for 2 weeks to do the resurfacing and refinishing. You'll see that there's maintenance workers throughout all the buildings and construction workers. We have our energy savings company in that's hard at work getting the ESCO project across, get that thing done. Some really exciting upgrades, new lights in auditoriums, new lights at our football field, new lights in all the hallways and offices that are not only going to brighten the place up, but they're also going to save taxpayers money. So we're really excited about that work that's going on.
We did see the poles going into place for the football field at Fifth Street Stadium. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's a large project in and of itself. So the lights, were they part of that ESCO project?
They are indeed. They were in addition to the ESCO project. They are going to be all LED lights. The light bulbs that we currently use for the stadium now are getting more and more difficult to even find to replace, and more expensive. So these lights are more efficient, more readily available, and the technology is amazing. They can do light shows at the stadium now. They can sync with the music and the sound system. It should be a really nice experience for our students and our athletes and the fans that come to support them.
Can you imagine the lights flashing whenever Indiana High scores a touchdown?
I can't wait, Josh. I'm getting goosebumps just now thinking about it.
That would be pretty cool to see.
It is going to be awesome.
All right. So we're talking with Indiana Superintendent Rob Heinrich. So, Rob, one of the things that you wanted to talk about was this new data resource company called Linkit. What are they doing for the district?
Yeah, so Linkit is a data source company. So a lot of things that people don't understand what teachers do. When teachers, everything that we do in the classroom is constantly assessing the situation. Like a doctor. When you go to the doctor, you're trying to figure out, hey, my arm hurts. Why does my arm hurt? And the doctor runs a bunch of tests to figure out why. Teachers are the same way. We see where the students are compared to where they need to be, and Linkit is a company that we partner with that allows us to do that more efficiently and effectively. And we've been such a good partner with Linkit that they have asked us to host a regional conference, a regional training for all the schools in Western Pennsylvania. We're going to be hosting that next week at the senior high school. So we're excited about that. It's just an example of the kind of work that goes on in the summer. We don't, schools don't shut down completely for the summer. Teachers and administrators are still hard at work, putting things in place and sharpening the saw, so to speak.
All right. And before we know it, school's going to be back in session. When is first day of school again?
Oh, boy.
That's late August, right?
25th. August 25th is the first official day of school, but we have volleyball camp starts as soon as this month, at the end of July 29th, I believe, is our camp. And I think all fall sports can start on the 11th of August. So it's coming really fast. Unfortunately, Josh, I was looking at the calendar. I think tomorrow is officially the midway point of summer. Oh, summer is half over tomorrow.
You just gave me that the old feeling in the pit of my stomach when I was a school kid.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel too. So it's coming fast, but we'll be ready, and it'll be a great school year, just like last one.
You talked about sports. There were some big honors for Coach Petroff, right?
Oh, so happy. But once again, congratulations to the baseball team and Coach Petroff, who was recognized by 3 papers in the region, voted Coach of the Year in the WPIAL, which is a testament to the work that he's done. Just outstanding work with that team. They're building a program. It's great to see. The state championship is the cherry on top. And if you watch that team, you follow that team, what they were was gritty. And that comes from leadership. He just has that never say die attitude built into them. They're not only good ball players, they're good people, and it's because of the leadership of that coaching staff. So kudos to Coach Petroff.
Yeah, never say die. Next man up in case something bad happens. So
get the job done.
Yeah,
right?
get the job done. Also, it was great to see the team honored by the Pirates. Of course, honored at the baseball game. The Pirates, one of the main sponsors of the WPIAL championships, of course. But, of course, Indiana High honored for bringing the state championship to Western PA before one of the games a couple weeks ago.
That was really nice. The Pirates are a great organization that reached out and wanted to honor our team and all the state champions. We can't thank them enough. Unfortunately, I was on vacation. I wanted to go see it in person, but I got to see the videos. It had to be a special treat for those kids, and that's something about Western PA community right there.
I know the county commissioners want to do something. I think Indiana Borough Council wants to honor these kids as well at some point. So
Absolutely.
These kids are having a busy summer. Aside from going on vacations, doing their summer jobs, they're having a busy summer just going to these recognition ceremonies.
Really are. Celebrity is a curse and a blessing, right?
I think you got a point there on that one.
Yeah, it's tough to be in the spotlight all this time, but they're good kids and they're handling it in stride, and I hope we can celebrate this appropriately because it's a big deal.
I imagine something might be happening in the fall, too, with the fall sports rally, just to bring these guys back a
Absolutely.
little bit.
We got to take one more victory of that. We're so proud of those kids and what they've done.
I think the whole county is proud of those kids and everything that has been done by them, bringing a lot of great recognition to Indiana County. Superintendent, thank you very much for joining us on Indiana in the Morning. Give everybody at the district our best, and thanks again for stopping by. We'll talk to you next month.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right, Rob Heinrich, the superintendent of the Indiana Area School District, joining us on Indiana in the Morning, and our interview presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm, best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. It's 8:24. That means we're getting close to the Sports Minute coming up in about, I'd say, half a minute or so. And coming up in about 5 minutes, we'll have the latest headlines from the WCCS newsroom with Matt Lewis, and Alex Donaldson will be back with a check of sports from the sports desk. And also coming up in our next half hour, we'll have some analysis on the recent visit to the White House by some individuals of note from the world governments. So we'll be talking about that as well. Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first member FDIC. It's 8:25. That means it's now time for the Sports Minute.